Welcome to your first yoga class ever. I am super happy you made it here today. If yoga is relatively new to you, or if perhaps this really is your first yoga class ever, this is exactly the right class for you. We will be going through a lot of basic postures together, and on top of that, I hope you will have some fun. If there is anything throughout this class that isn't comfortable for you or that doesn't feel good to you, you can always rest in child's pose, which I will show you in just a minute. Let's start today's class in an easy, comfortable cross-legged position. If you would like to use some props, I would advise you to grab a strap, or if you don't have a strap, you can also go ahead and grab a belt. If you have a yoga block nearby, this could help you sit more upright. And if you don't have a yoga block, you can also just use a big book. And of course, it's great to have a cozy blanket nearby. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position. You can either sit on your heels or with legs crossed. Try to take out any rounding of your spine or any hyperflexion. If this is not possible, you might want to have a blanket between your heels and your buttocks. This will help you sit more upright. From here, start walking out your arms forward, and if you can, bring your forehead to the ground, while at the same time keeping the sitting bones grounded. You can close your eyes here for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and exhale again through your nose. This pose is called Balasana, child's pose. You can always come back and rest in this pose. Just feel the connection between your chest and your legs. Feel the support of the earth beneath you. And the next time you inhale, start walking your hands back and come back to an upright seated position. Again, making sure that your sitting bones are grounded, maybe removing the blanket if it's better for you, or if you still feel like you have a lot of rounding or hyperflexion in your spine, you can also go ahead and grab your block, place it underneath your sitting bones. This will help your spine be elevated and more straight. You can place both hands on your knees. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the connection between your sitting bones and the earth. And feel like there's a string pulling on your head that's making you sit taller and taller. With your next inhalation, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, and with your exhalation, drop them back down. And again, making sure that there is no rounding in your back and that you're not collapsing to the front. Inhale, roll your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down. One more time, rolling your shoulders up and down. Try to connect the movement with your breath. Really knitting your ribs together and pulling the lower navel in. Activating those muscles will help you to have a straight spine. The next time you inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Look towards your hands. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. One more time, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower them towards your heart. Inhale as you reach your arms up once more. On an exhale, place them in front of your chest. Reconnect to your breath here. Breathing in deeply through your nose and exhaling through your nose. From here you want to place your hands on your shoulders and start drawing circles with your elbows, opening up your chest. Maybe your elbows are even touching in the front, maybe not. Really just feeling into your shoulder blades here. And again, making sure that you are sitting nice and straight. Keep pulling your navel in and activate your core. Nice. From here we come into tabletop position, which means that we will come onto our hands and our knees. You can either tuck or untuck the toes and spread your fingers really wide and let the middle finger point forward. Try to take some weight out of your wrists and into your fingers. Check if your knees are in line underneath your hips. And then don't let the belly drop down nor round the spine too much. Also keep lifting the chest by drawing the bicep forward. Keep tucking the lower belly in. Do not collapse in your upper body, but try to create a little curve between your shoulder blades. Imagine you are pushing the floor away from you and you keep lifting your heart open. That was a lot of technical information, but now that we have a good foundation, we can have some fun. Inhale as you arch your spine, look up. On an exhale, push the floor away from you, round your back, look to your feet. Inhale as you arch. Exhale as you round. Do this 2 more times in your own rhythm. Following your breath, arch as you inhale, round as you exhale. Start warming up your spine and feeling into your ribs, feeling into your body. Slowly come back to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. Keep the knees bent and push them away from you. We come into the first downward facing dog of our practice. A beautiful pose that will strengthen your entire body. It's also called Adho Mukha Svanasana in Sanskrit. Remember that you can always keep a bend in the knees here. Instead of collapsing forward, try to keep the back straight and long. Your tailbone is magically being pulled up to the sky. Think of back bend here. It's not about getting your heels to the floor. It's not about having the legs straight. It's about your back being really, really nice and long. Your shoulders are super strong and your bicep is rotating forward just like it was when you were on your knees. Your hands are pressing into the mat. Your fingers are pressing into the mat. All right, what are your feet doing? They should be minimum hips distance apart here. Rather keep a bend in your knees here. You can even feel the connection of your tummy with your thighs. The neck is nice and heavy. You can look to your toes. Keep drawing your tailbone up to the sky. Take a deep breath in through your nose and an exhale out through your mouth. Very, very good. Slowly look towards the top of the mat, bend your knees, and start walking to your hands with your knees bent. Stand hip distance apart, grab hold of your opposite elbows, drop your upper body down. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. Start feeling into the back of your legs. If you want, you can even sway from side to side a little bit. And then slowly release, maybe straightening the legs out. Start rolling up the spine to stand. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Head is the last thing to come up. And we stand in front of the mat in mountain pose, Tadasana. Now, even though it looks like we're just standing around in Tadasana, it is actually so much more than this. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Spread your toes wide, really connect them to the earth. Activate your thighs. Pull the lower navel in. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll the shoulders up and down. Lift your heart open. Your palms are open. Gaze forward. Deep breath. Your whole body is active here. Very, very good. On your next inhalation, let the left arm rise up to the sky. Place the hand on your head and slightly pull your ear towards your shoulder. Keep grounding through your hips. And slowly, slowly release. Inhale, let the right arm rise. Place the hand on your ear. Pull the other ear towards your shoulder. Breathe into that stretch in your neck. Just a slight stretch here, don't push it too far. And gently release. We find our way back into our Tadasana. Check your feet once more, make sure your toes are grounded, make sure the tailbone is tucked and the heart is lifted. On your next inhalation, reach your arms over your head and let the palms touch together. Gaze to your hands. On an exhale, draw your hands through center, bow forward, keep a bend in your knees. On your next inhalation, lengthen your spine. The hands can come onto your shins. On an exhalation, step back into your downward facing dog. Good. Keep a bend in your knees here. Don't collapse forward. It's not about getting the legs straight. Maybe pedaling out the feet here if you like. Feeling into the back of your legs. On your next inhalation, slowly roll forward into plank. Keep the strength in your arms here. Keep rotating the bicep forward. On an exhalation, drop your knees, your chest, and your shin. Slowly untuck the toes and lower down your buttocks. Place the hands directly underneath your shoulders. Slightly lift your heart. Take a deep breath in into your cobra pose. Good. On an exhalation, lower down your shin to the floor. Inhale as you roll your chest back up, gaze forward. On an exhale, drop your shin down. One more time. Inhale as you lift. On an exhale, tuck the toes, push back onto your heels, and come back into downward facing dog. Again, keeping the spine nice and long. Take a deep breath in here through your nose and an exhalation through your mouth. Gaze forward and slowly and controlled step the right foot in between your hands. Now, if this doesn't work out for you straight away and your foot is landing somewhere else, no worries at all. Just take your foot and place it in between your hands. From here, lower down the left knee and check if your right knee is in a maximum 90-degree angle, so not pushing too far. If you have sensitive knees, you can go ahead and grab your blanket and place it underneath your left knee. We come into a low lunge here. Try to keep your core activated. Don't sink your hips too deep, but keep pulling the lower navel in. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And try not to let that right knee flip too far to the right side, but keep it nice and straight. With your next inhale, let your arms rise. And on an exhale, slowly place your hands in front of your heart space. Very good. One more time. Inhale, let the arms rise. Look towards your hands. On an exhale, sink them back to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. On an exhale, find your hands in Namaste. Place both hands down, tuck the back toes, and step back into your plank. Lower down your knees and your chest and your shin. Untuck the toes, lower down your tummy. Inhale, lift your chest into a little baby cobra. And on an exhale, slowly sink back down. Tuck your toes, come back through your heels into downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent here if you like. Keep the back nice and long. Take a few deep breaths here. Gaze forward, bend your knees and make a big step forward in between your hands with your left leg. Lower down the right knee and tuck the toes. Find your balance. The front knee is in a maximum 90-degree angle, so don't collapse too much forward. Keep the belly nice and strong. Nice. On your next inhalation, reach the arms up, look to your hands. Exhale, draw your hands through center. One more time, inhale, reach them up. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, lower them back down. Place both hands next to your front foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Stay here for a few nice breaths. Find balance in your down dog. Let the head hang super, super heavy. Feel the length in your spine. And from here, lower down both knees. You can place the mat to the side or maybe underneath your buttocks and find Balasana, child's pose. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the breath streaming in and out of you. Feel the connection of your sitting bones with the earth. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out as you come back up. Place the blanket beside you or underneath your buttocks. We come into seated. So if you feel like your spine is going to be round, let the blanket elevate your spine and make it nice and long. Extend your left foot in front of you and flex the foot. And then place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Reach your left arm up. And then hug the knee in, twist to the right side. Gaze over your right shoulder. Make sure that your spine isn't too round. Make sure it's nice and long. It's not about how deep you can bind here. It's about getting the connection of your belly and your breath with the gaze of your eyes into the back of the room. Take another full breath here. And slowly come to the other side, take a mini counter twist, and we take it to the other side. So extend out the right leg, place the left foot on the outside of the right knee, making sure that your spine is really, really nice and long. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, reach the right arm up, look to your hand, and then hug the left knee in. Gaze back over the left shoulder. And then feel into your spine. Feel it getting longer and longer with your inhale. And maybe you can hug that knee in a little bit deeper on your exhale. The back hand is grounded. Your shoulders are relaxed. From here, come back through center and take a mini counter twist to the other side. Before you reach for your strap, if you don't have a strap, you can also just use a belt and place both feet in front of you. Your feet are flexed and your spine is still elevated and long. Place a strap around both feet. Pull it tighter towards you. Feel into your hamstrings. We come into a forward fold with a long spine. So it's not about getting your nose to your knees. It's about keeping the length in your spine. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, fold forward. You can either grab your strap here or just fold. Just make sure you're not collapsing to the front. If this is your forward fold, that's it. And with time, you will also get more flexible. You can close your eyes here for a moment. And if you like, you can sink deeper and deeper. Try to keep the spine upright. Don't round the back too much. You're doing really, really well here. Be nice and gentle on your hamstrings. And give them another nice long breath. And then slowly release. Place the strap beside you. Place the blanket beside you. Come lying down on your back. Engaging your core here for a moment. Reach the arms forward. And then slowly, slowly sink down. Really feeling all the muscles in your core here. Nice. From here, walk your feet closer towards your hip. Try to walk them as close so that your fingertips can touch your heels. On your next inhale, lift your buttocks up. Make sure that the knees aren't collapsing to the side, but imagine there's something you're pressing with your knees. That's how much you want to engage your legs. And release. Good. We do this one more time. Inhale, reach up. On an exhale, sink your hips down. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach. Maybe lift them a little higher, and if you want to go further, interlace your fingers behind your back. Maybe walk the shoulder blades closer together. Feel your whole body being really engaged here. Your shin is drawing away from your chest. Keep pressing those knees together. Take another deep breath and release. Good. From here, pull your knees towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little cuddle, appreciating the work you've done today. Then extend your arms out. Slowly drop your knees over to the left and gaze over your right shoulder. There is no pulling here, no gripping. You can even close your eyes if you like. And breathe into your twist. Slowly come back to center and lower your knees over to the right and gaze over your left shoulder. Close your eyes again, really letting everything go in that twist. Slowly come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself one last big hug. Appreciating your body for everything it does for you every single day. Take another deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. You can rock from side to side here if you like and massage your lower spine or stay exactly as you are. Feeling into your body's needs. And from here, extend both legs in front of you. Find your final relaxation, Shavasana. Perhaps you even want to place that blanket over you. Put on some socks. Rest your arms beside you with your palms facing up. And let your whole body relax. Close your eyes. Let your legs get heavy. Let your arms get heavy. Relax your shoulders. Relax your whole face. And know that there is absolutely nothing for you to do here. Just enjoy this complete relaxation in your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and start waking the body up again. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe give yourself a nice long stretch before you roll over onto your favorite side. Keep your eyes closed. And then come back up to a seated position. Placing both hands in front of your heart and bowing down in gratitude for your first yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.